What up, baby? CP1 here checking in. Y'all can call me Cap, and welcome to CloudPiercer. Guys, welcome to the first ever video I'm uploading on this soon-to-be great channel, and I'm stoked. I know you should be stoked too, because obviously Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee is right around the corner. But until then, I decided to release some videos that'll help me get to know y'all, and certainly y'all get to know me. So that is why we're starting off with a video of my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Keep in mind, this isn't just design, this isn't just viability in battle, this is just all my opinions. So, agree, disagree, let me know in the comment section below what your top 10 Pokemon are. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Kicking off my list of top 10 Pokemon, we have Arcanine, Generation 1 power. So regal, so majestic. I mean, there's absolutely no reason not to like this thing. Look at this thing, powerful. I love its stats, they're great, but its moveset is amazing. It gets E-Speed, it gets Close Combat, it gets Wild Charge, it gets Outrage. On top of that, if you want to build a bulky set, it has Sunny Day, Morning Sun. I mean, this thing, there's no end of possibilities to how you want to use it. It just depends on your imagination. I mean, you want to talk about viability in battle, this thing, Arcanine, fits the mold perfectly. I nickname my Arcanines Rowdy. Yes, that is 100% a Scrubs reference. If you haven't watched that show, you're doing life wrong. So do yourself a favor, go back and check it out and you will know what I'm talking about. Number 10 on my list of favorite Pokemon, Arcanine. Coming in at number 9, you guys, we have Kommo-o, the first dragon-type Pokemon ever, the Scaled Soldier, the fighting dragon himself. I love his design. I know a lot of people hated on him when he first came out because his moveset wasn't the greatest. I mean, how are you gonna come out with a fighting dragon-type Pokemon and not give the guy close combat? I mean, come on, right? So, but they fixed that, and he has gotten a little bit better. Personally, I would have liked to see some of his special attack stats go into attack. I mean, he's a fighting dragon type. I don't know why they made his signature move a special attacking move and why they put so much special attack. But hey, I don't work for GameFreak or Pokemon. So, oh, my Kommo-os, I named Bruce Lee for obvious reasons, right? Enter the Dragon. The dude ain't messing around, but I love the idea of a society of Jangmo-os, Hakumo-os, and Kommo-os just fighting each other for superiority. I love the imagery of that. So Kommo-o coming in at number 9. Number 8 on my list, you guys, we have Kingdra, the original water dragon. I think, unless I'm mistaken, he's one of only 2 water dragons, counting Palkia, but I love Kingdra. It takes me back to Gen 2, pure nostalgia for me. I remember fighting Claire and Blackthorn, which is my favorite city in all of Pokemon, by the way. It was tough, with the, well, now we have that weakness to Fairy. But Dragon and Fairy is only 2 weaknesses, and I love its design. I love how they took like like a kind of a, I don't want to say weak, but an animal that's not very menacing in a seahorse, and they made it completely regal and majestic. And that's why I actually named my Kingdra's Namor, after the extremely cocky leader of Atlantis from Marvel. Another comic book reference, shocker, right? But I love Kingdra. I love the idea of it sleeping in these underwater caverns and creating whirlpools and just literally waking up to hunt and going back. Like, it's so arrogant, it's so regal in its appearance, and I love this Pokemon to death. Number 8 on my list, guys. Number 7, you guys, we have Metagross, the Steel Psychic monster. I love its design. Hands down, one of the most unique designs in my opinion. I mean, just based on appearance, you see the big old X on its face, the piercing red eyes. You guys, how can you not like that? You add in the fact, based on its description, it is literally a genius robot with psychic abilities. I mean, it's what, 4 Beldum and 2 Metang? Because 4 Beldum make Metang, 2 Metang make a Metagross. So I love the idea of it not being just a brute, but super analytical, super cerebral, and that's why I nicknamed my Metagross Ultron. Although that genius killer robot doesn't have psychic powers, but I think it still fits this Pokemon. Number 7, you guys. Alright, so from Gen 3 we go back to Gen 2 with number 6 on our list. We have Tyranitar. Guys, I love this Pokemon. Hands down, in my opinion, the best name in all of Pokemon. Tyranitar. I don't know why people, I mean, I know why people do it, but I don't hardly ever say T-Tar just because that name is so badass. I think it's a testament to how viable and awesome this Pokemon is, considering how many weaknesses it has, and it still ran every which way, whether it's bulking, defensive, pure offensive. That's not even counting the Mega. I love the original design. I love how brutal this Pokemon is. I love how angry it is. I love how in its description, guys, it literally breaks mountains. I mean, picture that for a second. I love imagining Pokemon, or thinking of Pokemon in the context of if I lived in the world of them, and if we lived in a world of Pokemon, this Pokemon would definitely be on everybody's radar. It'd definitely be a problem in a good way and in a bad way, and I love it. That's why I named my T-Tar. Wow, I just said I don't say T-Tar, but I just said it and it's on my brain. So I named my Tyranitar's Rampage after Lizzie from the game, because it is so destructive and it brings the wreckage and the ruckus, guys. Number 6 on my list, Tyranitar. Number 5, we have Gardevoir. I love this Pokemon. The first time I played through Gen 3, I did not have a Routes, a Curlia, or a Gardevoir on my team, but every time I've played it since, I have made sure to get one. I love its design. You see the sprite. It's the shiny Mega. It is my favorite shiny Pokemon ever. I love the black dress. Very elegant, beautiful Pokemon. Psychic and Fairy. Spoiler alert, it is the only Pokemon on my list with the fairy typing. I hate fairies, but I like Gardevoir before it became a fairy, so it's fair, I believe. You see the 125 special attack, ain't nothing to mess with. It ain't the highest, but that 115 defense is also eating up a hit or two. I love the fact that it is super devoted to its trainer, to the point where it will sacrifice itself. I love how dedicated this Pokemon is. It's so sweet. It fits its nature. I love also the fact that it can create black holes and distort dimensions. That's awesome. That is ridiculous power. I named my Gardevoir as Galadriel after the eternal elf queen from Lord of the Rings. Guys, that's a DC reference, that's a Marvel reference, and a Lord of the Rings reference. I'm sure I'm gonna drop a Star Wars reference in here sooner or later in one of my videos. I am that range of nerd, you guys, so love it or hate it, that's me. I mean, we are making these videos to get me known more. So I'm getting off track though. So we got number 5 on this list, you guys, Gardevoir. Alright, so we have number 4, you guys, Tyrantrum. Guys, I love this Pokemon so much. You guys don't know this about me yet because you don't know anything about me, but I love dinosaurs from such a young age, guys. I would read books, I would watch the movies, watch cartoons. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies then and now. It always will be. I literally wanted to be Dr. Alan Grant growing up as a kid, and that's why I nicknamed my favorite dinosaur my favorite character in the movie, even though Malcolm's awesome as well, but we're getting sidetracked again. So, my Tyrantrums, I nicknamed Dr. Grant after the character from the movie. I love this Pokemon. It is the best iteration of a dinosaur, I believe, that we have in Pokemon so far. Rampardos was pretty awesome, but Tyranitar just takes the cake. I mean, it's a rock dragon. The regality of it, I talked about that same thing with Kingdra, but this Pokemon, you see the frill behind its neck, you see the crown on its face. I mean, this thing is power. It is intimidating. I mean, it's one of those Pokemon, if you had it on your team, I mean, if the opposite trainer would just have to stop and stare at it for a second to take it all in. Look at this monster. 121 attack, 119 defense. I know it's not the fastest, but I mean, this thing hits like a truck. So, number 4 on my list, we have Dr. Grant, the Tyrantrum. Top 3, you guys. So we got to the podium of my top 10 Pokemon. We have Scizor. I love this Pokemon so much. I remember getting a coloring book back in the day, and this Pokemon coloring book, and this Pokemon was in it, Scizor, and I've always been obsessed with its design since then. I love the crown, I love the sheen, I love the color. That's why I nicknamed it Enzo, for that Ferrari red. 130 attack, 100 defense. I honestly didn't know its attack was that high. Coupled with the fact that it gets adaptability and bullet punch. I'm not the biggest Wi-Fi player, but I understand why this thing is ran so much now. Bug Steel, amazing typing. I love steel typing in general, but Bug Steel, the combination, I absolutely love with that one weakness. Number 3 on my list, you guys, we have Enzo the Scizor. Alright, number two, you guys, we got Gen 1 power. Matter of fact, we got the best Gen 1 starter, best Gen 1 starter, best Gen 1 starter, best Gen 1 starter. Let me say it again, best Gen 1 starter. Number 2 on my list, you guys, we have Venusaur. I love this thing. Bulbasaur is ridiculously adorable. Now, I get that all of them are adorable. Charmander, Bulbasaur, all of that. But I mean, you take Bulbasaur and it evolves into a frog dinosaur with a flower on its back. And if you don't think it's a frog, watch that footage of the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee trailer. That thing is hopping along. Venusaur, I love this thing. It is bulky, 100 special attack, 100 special defense, and this regular mode. Mega Venusaur is my favorite Mega. Grass Poison, awesome typing. I know a grass in general just gets a lot of hate, but I love this Pokemon. To be honest, I played with Bulbasaur, I played with Blastoise my first playthrough when I was 6 years old, back in when I was playing Blue version, but ever since then I have played with Bulbasaur and I love him so much. If one Pokemon epitomizes the jungle, it is this Pokemon right here. I love the idea, if you're a trainer, going through the jungle and hunting a Bulbasaur, and that's why I nicknamed my Venusaur Jumanji, because it reminds me of that flower that popped out of the fireplace and started attacking everybody with the vines. That thing scared the shit out of me, and Venusaur reminds me of it, especially its Mega. You see the vines hanging from the flowers? Number 2 on my list, you guys, my favorite starter, Venusaur. Alright, numero uno, you guys, we got Dragonite. The queen herself, Miley, is in the building, and if obviously you don't know why I nicknamed my Dragonites Miley, but she's so sweet, she's unassuming, but she is a fucking wrecking ball, and she will destroy your team and your life, so my Dragonites are always nicknamed Miley. Dratinis are I refer to as baby Miley. Dragonaires are young adult Miley. And then there's fully grown, fully mature Miley and all the glory that she brings. Look at that picture with the original artwork. I had to throw that original artwork on there, you guys. That 134 attack. Yeah, it's punching holes in your team. The dragon flying, obviously susceptible to ice, but I love the design of this Pokemon so much, so sweet. I know it gets hate because the antenna and the little wings and the beer belly, but I don't care. Ever since Gen 1, going up against Lance with that team, that thing destroyed my team. I know it punches holes in teams because the first time I went up against it, it did that very same thing to me. I love Dragonite. I love its lore within the Pokemon universe. How it's a mailman, or male woman. It's post person. I don't know. I delivered mail myself for a little bit. I don't know the term for that. But anyways, you guys, I love the fact that it rescues sailors lost at sea and guides ships. But look at that description. Incur the wrath of this normally calm Pokemon at your own peril, because it will smash everything to smithereens before it is satisfied. Dragonite is power, but it's also sweet. Number 1 on my list forever and always, we've got Miley the Dragonite. Alright guys, so that's it for my top 10. I'm genuinely interested in your top 10, so let me know in the comment section below what yours are and why you love them so much. You guys, I want to become an awesome community. Like I said in my intro video, it's this Pokemon community on YouTube that really inspired me to get involved with it. So I want to build that thing up with right here with the CloudPiercer ranks. So join up, hit the big red subscribe button below, and until next time guys, I will catch y'all later.